So it can't be too bad. I mean, it beats
Yeah.
sleeping
Didn't
in
see
my
it.
camper.
Didn't see very many cars there though.
Well, they are just getting started up, and they haven't done any real advertising. It's only $50, 55 a night.
Quick, don't give my money back.
And like I said, they started with blank rooms, so you know everything would be new in there. So
Well, a lot of changes here in BR, no doubt about it. I took him out to where we used to live. I see that somebody else has put a home in there where we were living.
oh yeah,
Bishops. I don't know which bishop. I know bishops used
you're
to
talking
be
out in the country.
Yeah, it's on the way to Frankfurt, where Irvin Bigman, if you ever knew. Well,
Yeah.
the big round, well, let's see, the big round barn.
Uh-huh. Stumps.
Yeah, stumps with such Schmitz out there in the front.
Mm-hmm.
But we stopped in there so I could show them that. So it's the next road going off to the south, to the east side, actually going south, and then going up the hill. And I don't know who the farmers lived next door, but they had two young men that went to school here by the name of McCormick. And I think that these people were back in the old days when they dropped the kids off. And I think that's how they landed up there. And we had the next property to it. And it's all where it used to be alfalfa and wheat. There's trees that have grown up, and the only thing that's there was that I could really recognize was the three big trees that we had in the front of the house. And then you could look out into the valley. Magnusons were over in the back.
That might belong to Bigham's now, to Lee Bigham, I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it may be, but
Angeline Bigham.
yeah,
son.
Irwin
Irwin.
was still living at that time. So we just talked about his place, and then I showed Christopher where we were. And you know, you used to be able to look down on the river. Of course, there's nothing but old trees that have grown up over there now. But,
Are you familiar with equipment like this? I've got it turned on, and it says it will record, but and the timer's going by.
The cover's still on.
Oh, smarty. It's amazing. It's wonderful what a college education will do for a guy. Well, yeah, we're probably. What I'm thinking is I want to get some things.
Gum,
Really?
I think.
I'm sure that's part of your inheritance.
Trident.
Yeah.
Those are mints.
Mints, yeah. Something like that. Gum and mints.
Okay, I got white uniform with pants worn where it's hot. Made in Korea, got from his neighbor, the insignia.
Just put tropical rather than where it's hot. Tropical wear, if I may.
Okay. Green jacket with full.
Nor the Legion of Merit, that's on it. But the Legion of Merit is, I bought it here. I know Jerry and I talked about it because that's when you get them, you know, at the tail end when you retire, so to speak, and depending upon your level.
Now these pants go with this jacket?
Yes, and the belt. It's just, that belt is just a common ordinary thing, you know, but it is with the pants. And the hat is there, I can see that. I really did look
You can. I don't see a hat.
And it's got the patch on the side. See, I was with
Oh, right here.
several combat units And you just take the one that you like. I'm just making sure all the eagles are not the sole ones. I don't think so. No, it's not. This is the old ones. We can help you do some of this, you know, if you're writing, I can do the putting them
It'd
together.
probably be a lot better than what I've got, but I might take it home and type it up. My handwriting has gone to hell along my mind. There's the white one.
You see the difference in the brass? What he's talking about? See these
Yeah,
rolled ones?
yeah.
The difference if you just take it real quick like. See that?
Uh-huh.
Those
Yeah.
are really
Yeah,
cool.
Jerry was really impressed with that one.
Those are collector items. Here's your
Yeah.
hat for those with this. I'm sorry, don't have the white cap for that.
Okay.
He just was getting rid of part of his uniforms and lived next door to him. I said, yeah, you know, that's pretty nice. And I knew that I had all these uniforms, so I figured let's just use them. Yeah. Trident's the old name, mints.
I heard somebody trying to get in. Green fatigues, no insignia, replaced by the BDU, which is camouflage.
Yep.
Okay, so that takes care of all of this, and that's, I should probably write
I
down.
don't think there's any pants.
Three
left with
shirts.
those. That's
No.
it. These are very popular for people working around the gardens.
Uh-huh.
And I
Okay.
think, well, I might as well just,
And what's this?
this is the MAC-V patch.
Mac V.
Yeah, it's Military Assistance Command. And those are what we had in Vietnam. These, of course, now these are just additional shoulder boards, so my name tags, tie. You want to put the tie with that uniform?
Yeah.
Put it on. And the green shirt goes underneath there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then we need to, we'll assign everything a number and then we'll put the numbers on. Which shirt, does it matter?
Yes, it does, because the shirt's over here. You can either use these shirts, all of these shirts, go with this type of uniform.
Okay,
There's short sleeve and there's long sleeve.
okay.
And if you wear the short sleeve, you have to put the boards on here.
Oh,
And
okay.
you don't wear the tunic.
Okay, so I'll need a long sleeve to go with this then.
Could be short sleeve.
No, because we don't have boards to put on it.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
That's the reason I got 3 of these, because being in an area where it's hotter, and all I have to do is just slip the same boards. These same boards are right here. See, I just put 'em-
Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Okay.
Shall I put on a cord here? Jerry's gonna have to figure out which way it's going. This will go with this uniform.
Oh, great. Okay, so I've got,
I don't know which side it goes on. One's with the
like green.
staff, one's, he'll know. I never paid much attention to it, except when we were with the division, we had to learn. But then when you're with the division in combat, then you retain it. But when you leave, if you haven't been with the division in combat, then you take it off. In some places, they just,
It's a wonder that you have room to remember how to fight with all of these regulations about what you got on your body.
yeah, well, it's easy. They tie our hands behind our back and then say, okay, here's what you got, go with it. And that's both sides of it. And these can be put back, well, of course, those are just the extra things, time for promotion.
Why don't you put one of those, the boards on one of these shirts for me?
I don't know.
Are you taping all this? He's not into the good stuff. Let's shut it off until he really gets to rattling,
Okay.
you know, things that I won't remember. We're just kind of,
You know, like I've got a red coat that this goes on to because I'm artillery. And that's, and if you're in the unit, it's just like, okay, if you have some kind of a function and you want to spiffy up a little bit, usually wear these. That's all. Socks, shorts, things like your toiletry items. And so things that you have or don't have, just sort of sneak them out during the time inspection, put them back.
okay, I don't have this white road down. I heard you tell about it yesterday, I think.
Well, that's just something that was, what did we call it?
Gi.
What?
Gi.
How do you spell it?
Geek?
Gi. It's
But this is
Martial-
going back,
martial
I got
arts
this
road.
in 54, 55, I don't remember. When we started taking jiu-jitsu type courses. And that was when I was in Korea.
This is a Korean road then.
Well, they were saying, this really came from Japan,
it's GI, just GI.
just GI.
Gi.
They said this came from Japan. I was in Korea, so where'd I get it? When I was in Korea.
Ah,
Well, I mean, it doesn't make any difference, right?
right.
This is just a box. You throw the crap, so you can have this.
Did you wear this for any reason, or you just bought it for a souvenir?
No, I used it about once or twice, and then I did not take any more lessons. So if you want to say souvenir, yeah, you can put it as a souvenir. Like I say, Bill Davenport with his GI,
I want a
whatever.
picture of you. Okay, do I have this written down? This is the camouflage, I mentioned it.
Yeah,
3 shirts, green fatigues, no insignia replaced by BDU, which is the camouflage
Yeah,
suit.
that's your stuff over here.
Okay.
And your tie.
And this
You
has
can
got,
see, you can use the same tie. But with the green shirt, we use the tie.
okay,
Whether it
well,
See, if you, like, I put your boards on for you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
nice.
When you don't have the tunic on, then you have to have this, and you still wear the tie.
Okay,
And you still put a name tag on.
okay.
So, and I had extra name tags, but you can use them whichever you want.
Okay. This tie I can put with that complete uniform over there because it doesn't have a tie. The uniform that's got all the insignia
Yeah,
on
right.
it.
It's better over there, but.
Okay, I think I've got everything except your genealogy I wrote down.
The shoes. The shoes will go with that.
The identification of those is shiny black shoes.
These
Anything
are
else?
patent leather, yeah, dress shoes.
Patent leather, yeah. Jerry gave the address at the Memorial Day celebration at all three of our cemeteries. He was up at Prospect and down here in town at Fairmont, and then the Irving
Yes.
Cemetery got moved
Yeah.
south of town, and so he did the same service, but it
Oh,
was
that's
still really
great. Oh,
nice.
that was,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And like he said, he found out he could.
They no longer wear that patch either, so. And I got the First Infantry Division, I had a lot of them, but,
Well, I imagine if you had a collection, you probably started your collection again after your mother threw away the one you had, right?
well, actually, I gave a lot of stuff away.
Yeah. Okay,
And these two name tags, so it just
yeah, but
graduated.
we talked about Runduses, but you're not related.
No, I'm not related.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
This is
okay.
just only a matter of interest, and I've already talked to the people about if that's okay to have them put into the.
Oh, you are so efficient. Too
Well,
bad you don't live closer. We'd put you to work.
I would enjoy being a docent. In fact, I would have been a better docent with the museum there in Fredericksburg, which is a national.
Yeah.
It's my father retired from the Navy,
Uh-huh.
and I know more actually about the Navy and the histories and all that than I do with the Army. But I do have a lot of interesting facts about the services.
Mhm.
And one thing is, my father's older than the people here in Blue Rapids for years. And the old people, if there's anybody left, will certainly remember they were all related with the Mussels, Theodore Mussel, Ted Mussel, and Elma.
Yeah, they're all
and,
gone.
yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah.
And then there's Charlie Mussel, and then there's C.F. Mussel, But they were people that were established in Blue Rapids, and I figured since the Renduses were here for so long also that somebody wanted to come in and learn about the Rendus family, then they might know a little bit about it.
Mhm.
And some of his postings, if I talk too fast, some of his postings went to his cousin because they were related to the Stratiskis.
Ah,
Joanne, which is Dolores, which is a classmate of ours, and then
Sharon, her
Sharon.
little sister.
and then the Winters, little Evie.
Sounds
She
familiar.
was what, 4 years behind us. I have a picture of them. I didn't bring it. And it shows Joanne about here and little Evie all the years. That's all I heard. Last time we were together, she was talking about little Evie, yeah.
Yeah.
And they, of course, the Winters family is with their, out of Irvine, and of course, everybody moved because of
Yeah.
the Tuttle Creek Line, loss of Irvine.
They moved a lot of those houses up here in town.
Yeah, they did, and Leonardville and Randolph, part of that, they moved.
Oh.
That's what,
Oh, by Raymond Rundas. Okay.
he wrote his thesis in a book about Mitchell. I actually have pictures of all of his little goodies. But again, I said I didn't want to stuff, the museum here just because of,
I'm not familiar with Joseph Mitchell.
well, actually, probably not. He's a writer back in the old days from New York. He wrote about something, room upstairs, or anyways, that's all he did. I just wanted to really sort of get part of this in there for some reason.
Yeah, well, it's a tribute to Raymond Rundus as much as anything, yeah. Well, I was reading books back in those olden days. I just never got a hold of it.
Well, I'm sure people,
Okay.
I'm in the process of writing one book myself, but
Good.
I write short stories.
Ship ahoy.
Yeah, that's a cookie, right?
Chocolate chip ahoy. Back in the day when they thought we were going to be a grand resort area. Yeah.
I don't know if they had one of those or not.
We've got one that has Blue Rapids up here and the water extending magnificently all the way, up like a lake up to Blue Rapids. So,
Well, there you go.
and it was probably done about the same time, a pretty optimistic view
He's,
of
of course, a junior high school, junior play.
1950.
1950. This was the cast back in those days.
Good looking group of people.
This here is Arlie Purcell's wife, Natalie Jenkins. Everybody else, Janet Webster and Joe Smith. There's Ray without his glasses. There's Joanne with her glasses. Dee Stratisky, Leon Thron, and yours truly.
Were you the lead?
And Tommy Stryker. No.
No. But you got all the names on the paper. Of course you do.
And there's,
Do you have all your photographs at home labeled?
90%. My mother was always adamant from the time I was a kid, like, if you receive some kind of a gift home, there's Dee and Jerry, their age.
Is that 05? Is that what's in
Either that or 09, I think it is. No, it's 05. You're right. Get my glasses on. There's the Rundus gang out at Elm, Fork Creek. Oh, jeez. Game Fork.
Game for
Yeah, and
school?
he's, right. Francis Valberg, which was a classmate of ours, married Schreiner before she left school. He's still a classmate. And so there's Ronald, Rundus, and Darrell and Freddie. Freddie lived here in Blue Rapids for quite a while. Freddie and Pat, you know them?
Didn't
They, let me see.
know people, but not deal with them, or not, not party with them, not
No,
school.
that's it.
That's
The whole
old school. Darrell and Raymond, Freddie, you guys in front unidentified. Okay, that'd be these little ones. That'll give us something to hunt down, won't it?
I didn't know who.
Yeah.
I don't know what this one is. So here's my father when he was elected city council in 1958.
He was a good-looking gentleman.
He was smart on a whip.
Oh, yeah. And what did he do besides run the Times office?
He didn't run it. He just helped Herb. He just basically put out the paper. Herb told him, give him the article. My dad would be sitting on
There's a
Kansas. And let me see. he was basically given, when we went up there in 1988, she gave us a lot of information about the Reynolds family, and she was living in Alabama. And so this right here was only put in here roughly so
Just
that.
a tribute to
what it
Kansas.
meant- Yeah, from Kansas, and what happened during the World War II and what the situation was, you know. And it was just an information paper.
Yeah, okay. This one I got lost on. Okay, this is,
I know, that came from Leonard.
Bigham? Leonard.
Let me see, when I was working with, let me just take a look at this, the people. Oh, I thought you might want this, oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. No, I'm not.
Well, I have a question about that one too.
Okay, now this is the reason. This is the point of the history of the land sales and the house sales from the time that whoever bought it first to now. And all of this is just a history of that particular piece of property, down to including my parents.
Okay.
And this went to Muddy Waters and Roma.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the only one was in there. If you don't want it, that's fine.
No,
But it told the history of that particular piece of property
Right,
here
right.
in DR.
Right. This is Charles Burkett to F.E. Austin. Those are not relatives, or those are,
No,
No.
these were just the house
History, yeah,
down
the-
to where my parents sold it, basically.
okay,
Or I paid it off.
okay.
I mean, you can chuck it, or maybe somebody else might want it. Maybe Al Singleton might want it. That's just,
No,
because that's
I
the home
think
that he
he's-
bought.
He's cleaned out all of his stuff, I think, because he moved into some smaller housing and, well, and of course, I am not smart enough to know who the person was.
Mr. Newby?
Newby.
When I worked for Herb, he also used to buy equipment, and when they was getting ready to take Blue Rapids, let me say Blue Rapids, the Tuttle Creek Dam project. We went out and bought a few of the pieces of equipment from the surrounding newspapers. And so I got involved, and he told me, so I've been collecting stamps since I was like about 8 years old. So he told me, you go ahead and anything you want to find in there that pertains to stamps or whatever, you
Oh,
help us out. I came across this, and immediately and this was, geez, how many years ago? Well, let me see, I was back here, I left here in 51, so this had to be about either 50 or 51 when I was over there. So what, 29 to 51, 18, 17, 16 years, 20 years, say 20 years to 1949. I immediately wrote how I found this, sent it down to Topeka, and they said yes, except however, the way that this was set up, this is no longer viable, and they sent it back. There's the letter. And I thought, okay, this is something that is because of the Tuttle Creek Dam. Newby bought his, the way that they put it in, you bought the shares, then you paid so much per month, and then you get your certificate. That's the reason I thought, okay, then this guy's got $1,000 in there. You know,
where the dime store went in?
yeah,
Oh, okay. I don't know why we haven't found somebody with that memory, but we
well,
haven't,
they
so.
should have it, because Cletus had the barber shop, and
Down
Floyd Sorrell
Florence
was right
Street
here
over
in the
there.
corner with his
Right.
drugstore.
Yeah, and my dad's grocery store
Yeah,
was
you
right
wrote-
next
yeah,
to it.
right.
Yeah,
And we were just over there with Roger, and, you know, and he
I
pointed out.
wonder
his-
what year this was.
This, oh, God.
Yeah, I
It
don't
had
think
to be
it's gonna
back
date.
in the 50s. Let me see. Well, my parents came here in 19, well, I came here in 48. They came here, had to be about 50. They were here for my graduation, so we were living at Purcell's, over and above Arley. At the Purcell's, the greenhouse, we were
Oh.
living on the second floor.
Oh, okay.
Until they were looking for a place to live, and then they bought the place out there on Western Avenue. It's a banner,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
It was, when we went to Korea as an inspection group, basically, it was given to us as a big packet. And I already gave part of it away, unfortunately. We had pictures of Seoul, we had maps, and while we were there, we also had an emergency, of which cut things sort of short. They had found, this was in 1980, and they found a few infiltrators coming through 3 different tunnels from north to south. So we said, okay, boys, wrap it up. You know. We stayed there. Military took care of the rest of us. I was in the military, but we were in Seoul and with the government. They weren't too concerned about it. They said, okay, we'll just pick them up. That was the end of it. Now this is the senior trip, and you may have
Oh.
a picture of it.
I don't think so.
We went to McLaughlin's Lodge. Everybody's in there, including the bus driver. And there should be names, let me see if on there. If there isn't, I have them separate. No, they're not. I had a list of the people here.
Well, maybe it's loose here somewhere.
I don't know.
Not in that envelope that came out of.
As a good guy that I was, at headquarters 7th Corps. Headquarters 7th Corps from World War I became the Jayhawk unit. That's the Corps.
Headquarters, what number?
Yeah, it was just it's just 7th Corps headquarters.
Okay,
That's what it is now. I don't know what it was back in the old days.
okay.
But when I was there. Okay, this was in, so I got over there in 1960, so wait a minute, 50, no, 60, in 1960, latter part of 60. I'm trying to, well, maybe what was 61? I came back, no, it had to be, June of 61 is when I was assigned there, June of 61. Now, I was assigned to the transportation company, which furnished transportation for the headquarters staff and elements. Now, lucky me, because they went through the rolls and said, oh, you went to the University of Kansas. And they lost the core level. Now I'm down at company, here's a corps, here's a separate brigade, division, brigade, company, platoon, and that's where I was at, down at the bottom. But because I was from Kansas and graduated from KU, you're our boy.
Ah,
So I was taken out of that unit and assigned to headquarters 7th Corps. But I was never assigned, I never basically assigned from out of the unit itself, okay?
okay.
And during this period, the old boy that was running the captain, which was running the gymnasium and the core athletic activities, retired because of time for retirement. He was in the age of, he was a captain, I was lieutenant. So I was basically shifted from this unit over to the gymnasium, okay?
Mm,
Bad move for a young lieutenant.
mm.
And there they started to go from from company level type of activities into division interactions between the divisions, like in football and basketball and other sport activities, okay?
Okay.
So I had the dubious honor of basically being a host to these units, setting up the field, and I didn't have anybody to work with, and making sure everybody got involved that knows what was going on, plus communications, of which we didn't have any communication equipment assigned to the gym.